Look, if you guys missed out on the first Optimism airdrop, chill out. There's nothing you can do about it. However, there are rumors of a second airdrop coming up, and in today's video I want to go ahead and give you guys a full demo on how you can optimize your chances of getting the second Optimism airdrop. Pun intended. So I'll try to keep this guide short, sweet, and simple, and I'll go through each of the steps. We'll also get different NFTs involved with this, and I'll walk you through step by step, and I'll show you the answers to all of the questions in this guide as well. Even though I'm giving you the answers, I highly recommend you at least learn about these DeFi protocols and at least understand how these work. And if you guys want to support the channel, make sure you guys smash up the like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the description below and tell me what you guys thought of the video or some other videos you guys would like to see. Let's go and get into it. Also, timestamps will be in the description below, and I'll leave a link so you guys can check out the Substack articles so you guys can look into it. But this is like the little Substack, and you can literally scroll through. Has all the buttons and all the links that you can click, so it just makes it easier. This is the quests on Optimism. Your very first step is simply connect your wallet. Once you connect your wallet, you'll go ahead and see your progress, and you can hit start my first quest, or you can select any of these. I'm just going to go ahead and hit start and go through it one by one. We're going to start the quiz for Stargate Finance. The answer to this question is it's a liquidity whatever, it's B. How many blockchains does it support? 7. And now we want to go ahead and bridge some funds. I'm going to bridge some USDC from Arbitrum and bridge it to Optimism. It says do a minimum of 100, so I'm just going to do 100 USDC. Actually, just 101 just in case, and we're going to bridge it across. So you have a choice of bridging to Optimism or from Optimism, so keep that in mind. All right, so the approval went through. Now it's time to go ahead and confirm the transaction. The fees are super cheap because this is from Arbitrum to Optimism, but you can do it from any of the chains that you want that are listed on Stargate. Remember, there's 7 different chains. So this is going to take 5 minutes. So while we're waiting on this, let's just go ahead and do the other steps, and we'll mint our NFT later. This is where you can get your NFT. So the second step is we're going to start the pool together. So let's go ahead and start this quiz. The answer to this question is A, at least the first one is. The yield actually goes to the winner of the prize pool and pool together. It's like a decentralized lottery. Now, why does decentralization matter for pool together? Well, the answer is actually all of these. So yeah, all of the above. And now we want to go ahead and deposit 20 USDC on pool together. This, you have to leave it in there for about 3 days. So do keep this in mind. So you're just going to deposit some USDC on here and call it a day. And you actually earn a yield in OP tokens for doing this. So we're just going to go ahead and deposit and confirm deposit. And we're solid. So now we need to come back in 3 days and we'll be able to mint this NFT on the Optimism gateway. Now the third one is Uniswap. Let's go ahead and start this quiz and see what's up. It's a decentralized exchange. And what can you do on Uniswap? Well, you can actually do all of these. So it's all of the above. Trick question. Now you want to go ahead and complete the quest. All you got to do is make a swap on Uniswap, and you just have to make a swap greater than or equal to $20 worth of tokens on Uniswap. And it's at least 2 swaps, so do keep this in mind. So you can swap back from USDC to ETH and from ETH back to USDC. It's up to you what you want to do, but I'm just going to do USDC and make the swap. So just to be on the safe side, I'm going to do 21 USDC, and then I'm going to swap that back to ETH. And I'm going to go ahead and swap this to ETH. And then I'll swap the ETH back to USDC to be able to qualify for the swapping. Now I'm going to go ahead and swap this ETH back to USDC and take like a 10-cent loss, whatever, from slippage. And hey, at least I'll get an NFT from it. All right, so that swap is already done. And this one will actually be able to go ahead and get our NFT and mint this NFT because it registers with your wallet. So as you can see here, it says, whoa, Johnny, you can now claim this little NFT. And I'm like, whoa, that's so cool. So I go ahead and claim the NFT. And now we have our NFT. I'm just going to call it Drake because why not? And boom, Darky has got his own profile. This is pretty sweet, actually. Like, this is really saucy. All right, so the next quest is going to be for Quix. Quix is a NFT marketplace. Go ahead and go to the next. What features does Quix have? A floor sweep, an app. It actually has all of the above. So pretty cool. Now you're going to have to purchase an NFT that's at least 0.01 ETH. So don't be too chintzy. And they have one here for the early optimists, so I'm just going to go ahead and buy one and look for the cheapest one. So it doesn't want to mint for me because they still haven't added me in my snapshot yet, so I'll just do this later, whatever. So let's go and go to the next step on the quest. So we did Uniswap pool. The next one to do is My Finance. Make sure you follow the KeyDAO protocol on Twitter and join the Discord. You do need to verify your Discord on this Galaxy thing. But anyways, what we're going to need to do on the Optimism is we're going to open up an ETH vault and borrow at least 100 in My. As you can see here, it says open an OP or an ETH vault and borrow greater than or equal to 100 My. So all we're going to do here is click create vault, and we're going to do it for Ether. Now, you got to look for the one on Optimism, so instead of just scrolling, I'm just going to say Optimism. Now, it's asking for wrapped Ether, so I need to go ahead and get some wrapped ETH. You can get some wrapped ETH by swapping on Uniswap. I'm just going to swap or wrap 0.2 ETH worth, and we're just going to go ahead and see how this goes. So we're going to hit confirm, and boom, we got some wrapped ETH. So now we can go back over to My Finance and click create this vault. We're going to go ahead and confirm this transaction. Now once you confirm this transaction, that doesn't mean your ETH is deposited yet. All you did was create this vault. So now you need to go back and deposit your ETH. I got 0.2 wrapped ETH, so I'm just going to throw all this in here, or just 0.2. We're going to approve our ETH as collateral, and we're going to deposit. This is actually going to be paying us 15% in the key token as long as we keep our collateral ratio between 155 and 400. So make sure you manage that accordingly, especially if you're opening one of these vaults, because there is a chance it gets liquidated, especially if ETH makes a leg down. Deposit our ETH, and then we're going to borrow some stables against it once we got our collateral. So let's go and borrow. I'm going to do 100 My and hit borrow. Now I got my stable coins. I don't have to pay anything on this loan. I can repay it whenever I want. Only fee I have to pay is 0.5% upon repayment. So that's something to keep in mind. I followed all these steps. I borrowed, did all that jazz. Now I can go ahead and get my NFT. Sometimes their snapshot hasn't been taken yet, but you need to set your Discord. But before we claim that NFT, we need to go ahead and do the rest of this. So we did all the tweets, we verified, we did all that junk, but we got to come back in about a week and go for the snapshot. So that step is done. We'll come back and mint our NFT later. So let's go and go to the next quest. Now that we got our My, we got our USDC, let's go and complete the velodrome. I'm going to go ahead and deposit some My and USDC, and we're going to deposit in the LP pool. I only have to deposit greater than or equal to 20 US dollars worth. So it's up to you how much you want to do, but I'm just going to do some My, and I'm going to do some USDC just cuz. So we're going to hit 20 and 20 cuz why not, or why not. And I'm going to do 0.02 slippage. Make sure you select to do the stable pair for this one because this is a stable pair. It based on one of the pools as I showed you guys. So let's go ahead and do deposit and stake into this. I'll show you guys later what I mean by the stable pair, just so you don't make the mistake of selecting volatile and not being able to deposit if you're doing this pool. This is a stable pool, so I need to select stable. I'll show you more later. Alright, so my liquidity is added, and now I should be able to mint this NFT. It may have a snapshot that's at a later date, but additional rewards, 5 OP to the first 1,000 campaigners. So if you're one of the first 1,000 campaigners, you actually get 5 additional OP, but whatever. Yeah, I gotta wait for the snapshot, so we'll see what happens. Alright, so let's go back to the quest, and let's see what our next quest is. We already did the stable coins, now we need to go ahead and do Synapse. So Synapse, this allows for cross-chain use cases because it's a bridge, and it supports both wrapped and native assets. We're going to go ahead and see if we can get this NFT after we complete these. Deposit 20 USD worth of ETH or stablecoins into the stable swap liquidity pool on Synapse. So we need to go ahead and go to this liquidity pool, and we're going to deposit 20 USDC, and we're just going to eat the impact. Just in case, probably better to do 20.5, so let's go ahead and increase that and juice it. Alright, so we added our liquidity. Let's go and get our NFT if it will allow us. If not, we got to wait a bit. Oh, it's an LP depositor, so let's go ahead and stake this junk. So we got our LP, we got the NUSD. Let's go ahead and stake this junk, and we should be good. Alright, so now we went ahead and staked that, so hopefully we'll be in the snapshot. If not, we'll just have to come back. But our stake was completed. Let's see if we can refresh it. And it says Nabra. So we're going to have to come back and see what happens. But anyways, let's go ahead and go to the next NFT. The next NFT is going to be Rubicon. We need to go ahead and make a swap, deposit 20 USDC on the liquidity pools, follow, and join the Discord. So let's go and get into this Discord, follow, and do all that jazz, and we'll come right back. All right, let's do this quiz. It does an on-chain order book and a smart contract. How does Rubicon swap work? Well, it founds the router with the best price. So yeah, anyways. So let's go ahead and make a swap on Rubicon, and let's go ahead and do the LP pool. So first, let's go ahead and make this swap. We're going to go ahead and hit launch app, and we're going to swap USDC to ETH. And we're just going to go ahead and swap some USDC to ETH. It says at least $20 worth, so we should probably do at least 21. We're going to go ahead and hit swap, confirm swap, and we're going to get a nice amount of ETH. Now, you can go into one of these LP pools on Rubicon by depositing any of these pools. Just make sure you deposit at least $20 worth. I'm probably just going to deposit into this Optimism one because why not? I got some OP tokens. Alright, so I did both of those steps. I deposited my Optimism. I got some ETH from USDC and dismiss, and those should have been done. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this NFT. If not, it probably takes some time for it to load. But yeah, we already did the trader, we're already a member, and we're already a follower, but I guess it takes time. Yeah, because we did the $20, we even deposited, it'll just take some time. So if it doesn't register for you after like a day, 2 days, whatever, you can always go in their Discord and ask, and if not, you can try making another swap, seeing what happens. Let's go ahead and go to the next quest. This is for Synthetics. Synthetics allows you to get spot cents and future markets. And how can traders use Synthetics? By accessing, through Quinta, Lyra, and Polynomial. So now in order to do this, you need to stake at least 100 SNX. So this is going to cost you about $300 to do that. I mean, actually it's about $250. And I've already staked this on another wallet, so I can go ahead and get that if I wanted to. But all you do is stake your SNX. So if you're an SNX staker, you literally go to Synthetics. I've made a full video on Synthetics and described how to stake your SNX. But you go on the Synthetics protocol and you simply just deposit into there. In order to do this, you do have to mint some SUSD, and this is how you stake it. So if I wanted to mint the maximum amount of USDC, this will automatically stake 27 SNX for me. This does fluctuate based on the debt ratio that you have, so do keep this in mind. So you're probably going to need to get about $300 worth of SNX just in case, and then you'll be able to mint your NFT. Now the next one is going to be Lyra. This one is pretty self-explanatory, but all you do is trade $100 equivalent in premiums on Lyra Finance. All you have to do is buy some call or put options and spend $100 doing it. It's pretty easy if you just buy one of these options, but yeah, that'll set you back about $100 and you'll be able to mint this. In order to mint these options, you do need some SUSD, but keep in mind, you just stake your SNX. You'll be able to use that SUSD you just minted, so you can use that to buy your call option or your put option. You want to just trade this while it's volatile. Oh, I need to give you the answers. What is the main use cases for options? Actually, it's all three of these. What was I thinking? Which of these are not a type of option? A cash infused call is not. Anyways, now we're going to go ahead and go back to the quests. Open a futures trade. Now, I don't do futures, but I will show you how to do this. You have to do at least $100 worth on Quinta, but the stablecoin you're going to use is SUSD, and the liquidity comes from synthetics because it's using their derivatives. So you're going to go ahead and go onto Quinta, and what you need to do is deposit some SUSD. There is a minimum limit of 50 SUSD to deposit anyways. I don't have any SUSD in my wallet, but simply all you would do is connect your wallet and you would deposit some SUSD in here. Remember, the minimum you can deposit is 50 SUSD, and anyways, for this task, you have to do at least 100. As you can see, it's greater than or equal to 100 SUSD. So deposit a little more than just 100. So these are futures, so you can do leverage. You don't have to deposit 100 SUSD. You can literally do 50, and you can be able to open an option against it. In fact, if you go long ETH and you do 5 or 10x leverage, you actually don't even have to have that much. So if I have $10 in this account and I do 10x leverage, the maximum position I can open is $100 because 10 times 10 is 100. Now, I wouldn't want to do that because I can get liquidated really easy, but that's how you'd open a future. You would say I'm long, short, whatever, and use your collateral and use leverage to be able to do that. I don't recommend leverage whatsoever. The next is perpetuals. Perpetual protocol, this guy's been around for a while, but basically it is a perp that is built on Uniswap v3 to offer full on-chain composable derivatives DEX. What's the maximum leverage? I accidentally kind of skipped the screen, but the maximum amount of leverage you can get is 10x. Now next, all you need to do is open a trade on Perpetual Protocol worth $100, and that's it. So you hit launch at V2. I gotta say this UI is really horrible because it took forever to find this. So keep that perp, make like a big button so it's so much easier. Seriously. But anyways, it takes you to this app and it says it's not available in my region. Anyways, you would just, not financial advice, I'm not telling you to do anything. You can just simply use a VPN, and just like you were on Quinta, you do the same thing on Perpetual Protocol. Same junk, different day, and then you'll be able to come over and mint your NFT, and that's it. So you'll be able to mint all these different NFTs. Of course, this isn't guaranteed. This is speculation that these will give an airdrop, but that's how you do it. We're not done. Even though we went through the whole screen, there are some arrows. So the next one is going to Hop Protocol, and you have to be able to complete each of these steps. You must meet any of these qualifications. All you would do is do start quiz, and the goal is to provide the most trustless and secure bridge to the Ethereum ecosystem. Hop is a multi-chain bridge. It's actually, well, it's not a bunny, but whatever. And in order to do this, all you have to do is go to Hop Protocol and deposit into any of these LP pools. I believe you do have to stake it. No, you just have to provide liquidity. So all you have to do is pool any of these. You can say I want to do some ETH. You can also do USDC, but this is the ETH pool here. All you do is deposit the amount of tokens that you want to deposit, and it will automatically add the liquidity for you and deposit it. Then you can go ahead and stake them to earn some rewards. So that's all you have to do for Hop Protocol. Now the next one you need to do is swapping tokens on Clipper Finance. Clipper Finance is trying to provide the lowest per transaction cost for medium-sized crypto traders. It offers a formula market maker. So to participate in this, you're going to have to deposit $20 in Clipper Finance. You're also going to have to swap an equivalent of OP in the main liquidity pool and 20 in any of the coves. Now, this is the normal swap, so you'll be able to swap in and out. You just swap how many, or select how many Optimism tokens you want to swap, and then make your swap. Now, if you want to go to the coves, go ahead and click this liquidity button here. This will allow you to enter the coves here, and then you can go ahead and make your swaps. You need to go ahead and deposit some assets into here, and then you can make your swap. So this is how the Clipper Cove works. Once you deposit into here, you're able to swap your Aave or Clipper LP, because it's basically like a derivative token that's across all these different chains, and you'll be able to swap it onto AVAX. So it's almost like a bridge, but this is basically how you can swap it. And you can also swap your Cove assets back to the Clipper LP and vice versa. So once you get your Cove asset that you deposit into there, then you can go ahead and take your Cove asset like a Clipper LP or any of the other assets that you have, and you can swap it back into any of the tokens that you want. But once you complete that, you'll be able to go and get the NFT. Now, you've already gotten several NFTs so far, so if you miss out on one or two, don't stress it, but I'm just going over the different ones for you. Now, for Beethoven Finance, all you have to do is deposit greater than or equal to 0.5 ETH or some RETH. This is the rocket pool derivative of ETH, and you have to deposit at least 24 hours. So we're going to go ahead and switch to Optimism, make sure we're on the Optimism pool, and we're going to invest. Now, if you want to invest in any of these pools, you have to make sure you select the RETH ETH one. As you can see here, this is what the pool looks like on Beethoven Finance. My internet is pretty slow, but you can get a 10% APR. This is paid in the balancer, RETH, and then you have swap fees. So it's just additional ETH for depositing into here. It's not a bad yield, but you can mess around with it and keep in mind with impermanent loss. You must stake for at least 24 hours in these 3 different months to be able to get this Beethoven Finance NFT. So keep that in mind if you're wanting to get that. Now, the next one is lending tokens on Granary Finance. You must lend at least $50 in USDC and borrow at least $20 worth of tokens. So you can simply go over to Granary Finance, switch to Optimism, and you'll be able to make these deposits and borrows. So you come over here, deposit $50 worth of USDC, and you're solid. I don't have any USDC right now, or at least enough, but you would just deposit and then you would go ahead and come over and borrow once you have some collateral. So this borrow button will allow you to click it, and you must borrow at least $20 worth. So make sure you manage your debt accordingly. If you're lending out USDC, borrowing USDC, in theory you should be okay, but keep in mind with the debt ratio. Now the last two have to do with Pika protocol and polynomial finance. Polynomial finance is basically a protocol that optimizes on top of Lyra Finance. Now, let's go ahead and start this quiz. It does not sell options off-chain, so this is false. Put selling vaults are not ideal for a bearish market. The reason for this is because you're selling the puts, whereas in a bearish market, it's better to buy the puts. But anyways, that's for another video. All you would do is deposit into the vaults on Polynomial, and once you deposit into the vaults, you'll be able to qualify for this. Make sure you follow on Twitter and join the Discord server. Some of the vaults pay pretty well, but keep in mind there's a chance that they don't make money. These have their own strategies, and sometimes the strategies are not profitable. Keep that in mind. Now, the next one is going to be Pika protocol. Now, Pika is a margin trading protocol. These are all like derivatives and whatnot. Pika protocol is not multi-chain, so keep that in mind. And Pika is a perpetual swap. Well, actually, it's a Pokemon. No, it's a perpetual swap exchange. So you can open a margin trade for equal or greater to $30 in USDC on Pika protocol. So when you go over on Pika protocol, again, this is similar to Quinta or even Perpetual protocol. You would hit start trading. You need to deposit collateral in order to open any of these positions. So what you would do is connect your wallet and you would go ahead and deposit some USDC into here. Now this USDC is going to be used as collateral, so if you just go nuts and ham with leverage, you can get quickly liquidated. As you can see here, if I wanted to do 50x leverage, I can do that. My total cost would be 26 bucks. But again, my liquidation price is going to be $12.81, which is like $20 from here. So you have to be careful with that, but that will fulfill what you needed to do. Open a margin trade with 30 USDC. Now you need to deposit 30 USDC into the liquidity pool and keep it locked for 3 days. This is something else you have to do. The liquidity pool is going to be in the vaults. This vault you would just deposit into here, And when you're depositing into here, keep in mind it's not risk free. It even says it right here. As traders are winning, you're losing. But if traders are losing, you're winning. So that's also why you have this incentivized APR. Something to keep in mind, and that is the final step. So if you're doing all these quests, it's probably going to be about $1,000 or $800 in total costs. Of course, it's not like out the door cost because you get your money back after depositing it. So you can kind of say sunk cost is probably going to be like, I don't know, $200 for everything with gas fees, NFTs, and all kinds of garbage, and if you lose funds. So it's not anything crazy. And also keep in mind on Hop Protocol, if you are going to deposit for that full duration, you're probably not going to get that NFT quick enough for the 365. So I would say you'd have to do at least 400. That's why I'm saying around $800. The big doozies that are going to cost you some funds are going to be on My Finance, which is about $150, $200 in ETH. Then you got about $300 on synthetics and $400 in Hop. So that's where your biggest costs are coming from. The others is just like flipping dirt and whatever. Who cares? So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial on how to get the Optimism airdrop and how to complete each of these different quests. If this brought any value to you guys and if this helped any of you guys out, you can support the channel by smashing out the like, subscribing to the channel, and telling me what you thought of this video. Also, leave in the comments below what you guys want to see more of. Let's go and hit you guys with a wisdom one-liner. We're actually in Proverbs chapter 12 verses 27? Yeah, the lazy do not roast any game, but the diligent feed on the riches of the hunt. Don't be lazy, be good.